You know, there's those times that we stare at the picture trying to figure out what colors we're going to use. And, you know, I have this problem probably, well, almost every time I sit down to color one. This was one of the rare cases, I guess because it was such a thematic picture where I was thinking of like St. Patrick's Day, that I knew I was going to just saturate this image in green. And because of that, it actually made it more enjoyable for me to color, because most of the stresses of choosing my color palette was already taken care of. For this image, I was using a new set that I had just recently received, a set of pencils called Cybertop. And, you know, I did not hate these pencils. They were just definitely a lot different than what I was used to. I'm not really a big fan of Derwent, not because they're not a great pencil. It's just because I don't personally like the feel of the grit that Derwent has when coloring with them. And coloring with the Cybertop had that same feel. However, you could clearly tell it was a cheaper set of pencils as opposed to the high quality that you will get with a good Derwent pencil. But you know, once I got into the zone and really started understanding the way these pencils worked a little better, I started having a little fun with them. They're not one that I'm going to run back to, because I think I'd rather an oil pencil over anything, and this was just very far from it. And I had a few of you write after my last video talking about these pencils, saying that you like them, and I can understand enjoying these pencils. They just weren't necessarily for me, but I could tell you what these pencils did have, and that was some bright colors. They were just so vibrant, and it's things like that. You know, that's your trade-off. You might not like the quality of the pencil. They might be brittle, and you just might not like the way they feel going on the paper. But at the end of the day, when the outcome, their attributes are as such where you enjoy the colors so much and enjoy how bright they can get, it's those little things that make you come back to these types of pencils. I was so annoyed. You see that I'm coloring in the word cat with the deep emerald green. My plan was to color the word lucky in green, just because, you know, lucky being the four-leaf clover, the word lucky was going to be green and the word cat was going to be blue. And because of this, I had something a little different planned where I was going to play around with the background. It wasn't until I was halfway through the word cat that I realized I had messed this up. Now, from y'all's point of view, it's like, oh, well, I think it looks great. It turned out nice. But and I'm not complaining about the way it turned out. I really did like the way the word cat, like the blue, ended up bleeding from the word cat into the bottom of the word lucky. I did enjoy how it turned out, but it's one of those that when I look at it personally, I know what it should have been, and therefore from that point on, all I see is a flaw. Items on the picture, like these bottom 4-leaf clovers, I know it can be redundant, especially when coloring them like green, green, green. I really like that because it lets me shut my brain off and to stop worrying about what color I'm going to use and just have fun on coloring them. And exploring some of the other color options. Like in each of these greens, one of them I have red, one of them I have blue, I have yellow. It just makes that more fun for me. So I know it can be redundant when we find ourselves doing repetitive images, especially like in flowers or background designs. But if we just, want to enjoy the act of coloring and the act of, using our techniques and playing around with the before and after of these pictures, if we just slow down and really enjoy what it is that we're doing, I think we enjoy a lot of that redundancy a lot more.
Sugar Solito.